All right, I think we're good to go. Hi there, Jamie Lynn. How are you?
I am good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm fat and happy after the Easter feast. Ate way more potatoes than I probably should have, but they're good. They're so good.
Yeah, they are. They're like my mom makes these. Are they scalloped potatoes or something? But they're like loaded with gluten, and I couldn't resist. So I've been struggling with gluten belly and gluten brain the last 2 days. But it's
All
getting
right.
better.
Hang in there. Hang in there. Hold on a second. For whatever reason, we're glitching here. Let me just turn down and I'm gonna go through and edit this down, tighten it all up, and then on the show itself, I'll just play a little segment from us, a little highlight, and then direct everybody to the full video, which we'll have on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Just so you know. I don't know why it's like this last week. My internet has been doing this. I think it's my internet, although I've got the freaking best one out there.
Is it your
Okay.
location?
No, no, I'm right in, we got like the highest thing right. I don't know if my feed thing. I just need an update something. I don't know. But it can pick up voice, but then your face will freeze for a hot second. So not that the conversation's not heard, but the video sometimes lags and freezes, and I don't know why.
I think there's a lot of people actually having some issues right now. I don't I've yeah. I just think it's not just you.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I don't really know this, but I've
Well,
heard a lot of people commenting. So
that makes me feel a little better. Right. Just trying to turn down our feed a little bit, so maybe it's not so. All right, we want the high definition. Okay. All right. So I know all about the food stuff. We've talked about that, the gluten thing for you, dairy for me, and yeah, it's unfortunate, but there's ways around it. You just got to be open to trying some new things, and and sometimes you come across some things that are fantastic, like my new quesadillas. Did you happen to see those quesadillas I made last week? I've been I've been eating them like every day for about 3 weeks now.
I think I saw it somewhere.
They're so good. Canned chicken, which I'm told is supposed to be like one of the healthiest things that you can eat. It's got like the right balance of everything in it, with a little dairy-free cottage cheese and some ranch seasoning and a little buffalo wing sauce. You put that make that into a quesadilla. Oh, it's so good.
I did see that or hear that somewhere. But they make dairy-free cottage cheese?
They do, thank God. Oh,
Like,
they do.
where do you get it from? Because I'm a gluten-free vegan, not by choice. My body doesn't like a lot of things. So I have a plant-based diet. Gluten-free cottage cheese? I want to know if I can have that.
Well, dairy free. I don't know. I think that would be gluten free, right? Isn't it?
I would have to look at the ingredients, but chances are
Hmm.
high that it's gluten-free unless they add wheat to it.
Which would be really weird if they're adding wheat to our cottage cheese.
I
Yes, the
agree.
lactate version. It's fantastic. Cottage cheese is like one of my weaknesses. I'm only allowed to buy one container. Well, now two, seeing how I'm eating these things. But I buy myself one container a week because if I had it in the fridge, I would just eat it like all day, every day. So good. Mm,
I
yummy.
agree. I
Anyway,
used to eat it a lot.
yeah. Did you
It's yummy.
do you have a favorite way to eat it, or was it just plain out of the container?
Oh, I would just eat it plain out of the container. I didn't need to add anything, but when you add stuff, it's just an extra bonus.
Salt, like some salt and pepper, maybe some raw onion.
Yeah, that would be good.
Mhm. Yeah,
A
I'm a
little
big
bit of
fan.
chives. Yeah,
Mm.
we could doctor
Yes,
it
that's
up.
exactly what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Jamie Lynn here. This is a woman with many, many talents, and at the end of the day, the biggest one is she's just a big old sweetheart, with a good soul and a great way to talk to people, and has this ability to just, I don't know, just talking to this woman sometimes. can just relieve the stress. Just saying hi. It's like, oh, look at she's not worked up right now. She's chill, so I feel chill and feel better about myself. So it's an amazing quality and an amazing person, and I'm so happy that you're taking a couple minutes out of your day to chat with us here on the show this morning.
Thank you for all your kind words. I just try to be a good
Mhm.
human. It's as simple as that.
And you are indeed. So tell us a little bit again, just do a little quick recap on who you are and what it is that you do in life.
Um, Jamie Lynn, I go by technically, and I'm a clinically certified hypnotherapist, intuitive soul coach, and I do a fun little thing called toe reading that I know Chris has been very curious about for a long time. But
Mhm.
overall, I really love working. I love working with almost all humans, but I really, really love working with women because I resonate with them. I can just build rapport with them like instantly, and it moves my heart to watch a woman come in and feel like, or actually I do almost all virtual now, but to meet with a woman and she feels broken and lost, and by the time we're done with one session, she's almost glowing. And for me to see someone else go through that so quickly, knowing that going from feeling hopeless to that knowing that there's hope is just it's a beautiful magical gift to give to someone. So
And I feel like there's I think we've all got an inner woman. You know, there's a little bit in all of us. And I feel like that is definitely the part, like I said, when you just talked about how they're glowing after one session, like, yeah, you're able to somehow connect with that, and that's an amazing quality, in a person, there's no doubt about that, but, uh, yes, let's talk toes. This is something I've been wanting to hear about for quite some time because at the end of the day, for me, feet are disgusting. Feet are gross. So for you to be able to look at them and tell me things, that's crazy. So dive into that for us a little bit, please.
well, I will share that I used to feel the same way you do. When I was in college, it was my last class and I absolutely refused. I'm like, I don't like feet. Feet are disgusting. I am not taking this class. I was a 4.0 student and they're like, well, you won't graduate. And I really wanted to throw F bombs at them. But I didn't. I sucked it up and I'm like, fine, I'll do the class. And within a week, it was just wow. And to me, it's a true testament. Never, never turn something away unless you're educated about it because a judgment call without being educated is just you're denying yourself. So in essence, what it really is like your left foot represents like your internal self, your connection with your internal self or your higher power. Whether you are a universal person or a firm believer in God, whatever you believe in, it's your connection with yourself and your higher power. Your right foot is the connection in how you show up in the outside world. So when you're out socializing or like your relationships and things like that. So you're the toes in order, and you don't have to remember this, but people are always intrigued.
Mhm.
So starting with your big toe all the way down to your baby toe, it's your ether, air, fire, water, and earth. So ether is all about destiny. Air is all about communication. Fire is all about action. Water is about communication and not I'm sorry, relationships. And then your right baby toe is all about trust and abundance, which is the external world. And then your left baby toe is all about trust. So when I look at people's toes, I actually just did I was invited to speak in somebody's private group, and I was just in there speaking, and it's so fun to do that because I'll speak about it and I'll share, and then I always give at least a half hour worth of time for questions because there's never enough time because people are so intrigued. The purpose of toe reading is really to help you to understand more about yourself, your traits and your qualities, if you're on path in life or not. It's not about me being psychic and telling you things. It's about me tuning into my intuition, channeling your energy, and leading you to the places to connect with yourself on a higher level. Are you walking your destined path in life, or have you let other things interfere? Are you communicating? Like, are you communicating in life through the way your toes show? Because not everyone is a good communicator. So, in the sense that someone's not a good communicator, their communication toe is going to be a little bit shorter, and if they're not open minded, which is not a bad thing because we need all sorts of people. So I just need to make that clear. This is not a judgment call. This is an example. Um, if their communication toe is a little bit shorter and kind of like edgy on the tip, it just might mean that their communication skills are not the best, and they kind of are boxed into their own thoughts and their own perceptions. Now, if their communication toe is longer, this is the second toe, by the way. If their communication toe is longer and kind of rounded at the tip, that means they're really good at communicating, chances are. And they're kind of open to a lot of different things because it's just kind of like an overall rounded balance. Does that make sense?
Oh, God,
It's
yeah,
kind of a lot.
it is a lot. You're absolutely right. I should be making a list here of the questions I have as I sit here, you talking, I'm looking at my toe going, all right, all right. And then you really snagged my attention on the relationship toe. And
Oh, yeah.
hmm, I
Yeah. So,
that there may be some issues. That may have I like if I stubbed my toe like in my teens, kind of did some damage to that particular toe. I mean, that could explain my relationship issues that I have. I stubbed my toe. I stubbed the wrong one a long time ago. Here I am
yeah,
suffering
that
through the
it definitely represents something. So with that toe, I would be asking you what happened in your life when you stubbed your toe? Something
uh,
significant might have happened, especially if it's still that damaged. And you
um
don't have to know that right now, but you're free to talk if you want. It can
uh
get real personal.
I don't think anything. I don't remember there being anything. I remember doing it.
It
It was
could
at my grandmother's. It was in her house and it was on a chair, a wooden chair, a wooden dining room chair. And
it it could mean something as simple as not feeling good enough to have a relationship. And it could be with anyone. It could mean not feeling good enough for your parents or your siblings or to date a female, or you might have felt like, is it your right toe or your left toe?
right.
Okay, that's external world. So that would, you know, it just might, I'm kind of just throwing stuff out there. I haven't asked permission to channel your energy, so I'm not channeling your energy. I'm just going off of thoughts.
Um okay, yeah. Don't channel my energy yet. I feel like let's bottle that up for just a bit. We'll let it out. I'll give you the permission. But we gotta we gotta first like let everybody know what the toes mean, which ones are important. So clearly this is not gonna be a one show chat. I mean, we can back this up right now, and I've got 15 minutes worth of questions. So this is gonna end up being a part one of the toe talk series. I think that
It
we're gonna
could
have
be.
going on with you. Yeah, just because that 5 minutes of you talking, I have so many things going in my head right now, and then I'm like, and now I want to see toes, and I want to see
Yep.
my people's feet. Like I want to see Landon's feet now while you're
Right.
talking, you know.
So
Same with
if,
Carrie.
yeah,
So
if anybody's feet, like if they kind of like, so our feet are straight, if they kind of curl down, it almost means like they're burying their head in the sand and they're afraid to show up in the world. And if like one toe is like kind of curled and hiding under another toe, um, that also means that that specific trait, like if it's like a lot of people's relationship toes curl under their action toe, it's because they're afraid of the relationship, or a relationship, or it could mean that they're very dependent on someone else to lead them if it goes under the action toe. It could mean many things, but those are just a few. My favorite toe is the communication toe, and my favorite season is coming because summer equals sandals, and I get to look at people's communication toe so I know if I can approach them and joke with them, or if they're not even approachable at all, or if I can approach them but I might need to be cautious, because that opens a door for me because I'm a jokester. So I have no problem going up with to a random stranger and hitting them with something funny. And by looking at the communication toe, I can tell if it's a risk no matter what, but I can tell if it's something I should, that's possibly okay, or I absolutely should not. So yes, my favorite season is coming, sandal season. I love it.
That is too funny, crazy, and a little weird. This woman
Well, I
sniffing
am
everybody's toes.
But I am respectful. I will tease the people that I'm
Of
with, and
course.
I'll be like, "Oh, I see this in someone's toes." And they'll be like, "Who?" I'm like, "I can't tell you that. That's not fair." So, I'm
Mm,
respectful that way.
that is crazy. Because one of my exes had like the talk toe is the second one, right? Next to the big
Mhm.
toe.
Yep.
So that one was a little bit longer, so it made that little arch thing. And yeah, they were that type of person. They were very much a communicator and a great communicator, and mine doesn't quite go that far, and I wasn't, which is now why she's my ex. So goodness.
See, this is where it can help you because you can go out into the world and you can admit and know that it's okay. Okay, I'm not the greatest communicator, so you have to know that about me. But I do try, but it's okay that I'm not. But I'm good in this area. Like, I know someone and it looks unique, but I know someone whose action toe, that's the third one, is really long. And their communication toe is really short. And it really fits their personality. It took me a couple years of doing this before I actually believed it. Even now when I do it, my mind is blown. I'm like, "Holy shit, this is amazing." So, it's
Hmm.
it's all about trust and being willing to say, "Hey, like, just we can't all be really good communicators. We need to be good at other things too. So it's okay if you're not a good communicator. There's nothing wrong with that. Find what you are good at and make it known. You know, enter another relationship. There's some stuff I know about myself. I'm not the best at communicating, but I'm really good at other things. So if you're willing to work with me on that, I do try, but it's not my strong suit, and that's okay. I'm comfortable with that. It opens up
Hmm.
a whole new door of self-awareness. And the other person, I mean, if they have some value within themselves, either they're going to look at you and say, I appreciate that honesty, like, but that's not for me. Or they're going to look at you and say, hey, that's pretty kick ass that that dude is willing to say, this is not my strong suit. That speaks volumes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, this has opened up lots of questions in just this little bit, and I know that you have got a ton more to talk about. So I think we need to make this a several part little series, and we will call this Toe Talk number one, and we'll have the whole video on the YouTube page. And we're going to need you to come back and talk more because I know that after we're done and I get into the car and I start doing my driving today, which is when I do most of my thinking, the deep thinking that I got to do. It's when
Hmm.
I'm in the car, radio's off, just me flying solo. I know that my mind is going to go crazy and I'm going to have questions and thoughts. Huh. This is not how
Whatever
I
you,
thought this was going to go.
yeah, of course. Whatever you do, just know that whatever questions you have, try to view it in a positive light. Like, hey, this is my journey of learning and exploring within myself, and make it like a good thing. Don't go that south route where you're like, what about this and what about that and what does that mean? Don't go the negative rabbit trail. Keep it
Sure.
positive and think about it as an experience to connect with you on a greater level of understanding.
Well, I'm thinking
That's
about
my
it as a whole new approach to dating.
hell
Like,
yeah.
we got to come in with pictures of our toes. People, it's a sandal party. You have to wear sandals. Everybody's toes need to be on display. So like Jamie, you could just like look at them, go, okay, you're gonna be in this group, you'll be in this group. You, sir, you're gonna have to leave. Okay, you need to go get them things taken care of. My God.
I've had some pretty interesting feet come my way and people are embarrassed. I'm like, you do not need to be embarrassed in front of me. I don't see feet that way anymore. I literally look at feet and they're all beautiful stories, even the most twisted ones. I have this toe reading book from college yet, and there's pictures of Oprah Winfrey's feet in there. And that woman has been through hell in her life, literally, and it shows in her feet. If you saw that woman's feet, you would be like, "Oh, wow," with a bunch of cuss words cuz it comes through in her feet. I actually had to study her feet in college. Actually, obviously pictures, but
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, yeah. So we're gonna have to make this another one. I'm gonna have to bring Carrie in on this. She wasn't able to join us this morning, but she's gonna have a ton of questions. I think we could have some fun with this. So, would you be good with checking in with us maybe next week so we can continue this and get the next chapter of Toe Talk?
Sure. We just have to look at my calendar and see what works and yeah, let's make it happen.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll make those arrangements and we'll get you set up so we can come back in and continue this and then maybe I mean, I don't have ugly feet, I don't think. I mean, for a guy's feet, I feel like I got decent toes. Uh, can I take a picture and just send them to you so you can it
If
sounds
you
so
want. I know.
it sounds so weird.
I just did a virtual session the other day with a lady in Michigan, I believe. And I think it was Michigan. Yeah. And you know, she it's just funny because then I have them up on the screen. We're doing it on Zoom and I'm sharing and I'm pointing and going. She's like, "Oh, this picture." And I'm like, "What's wrong with this picture?" "They look like men's feet." And we were running short on time, but I had my theories on that. And it's funny like when you see your own feet plastered somewhere and
Mhm.
somebody talking about them with you. It is weird, but it's pretty cool.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm excited to learn more about it. I'm excited to share this with folks in northeastern Wisconsin. This will be some fun stuff to talk about. Thank you so much, Jamie Lynn, for hanging out with us this morning. And before we bolt, you got yourself you got your own podcast that you're working on, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about
Um,
that before we send you on your way.
yeah, my friend my hypnotist friend and I had been talking for I don't know, a few weeks in private messenger, just voicing back and forth, talking about hypnotic things. And I'm like, dude, we got to do something with this. I mean, just our conversations were amazing. And so we decided to launch it and we just took action right away. And we were going to do what was it? Unwind your mind we were going to do. And then I thought, you know what? Let me just look into this and see how many people have used this. And it was just an interesting thing how it all fell into place. I'm like, Daniel, we can't use it. Too many people have used it. And we both got kind of angry and pissy about it. And then he's like, just unfuck your mind already. So we started our podcast called Unfuck Your Mind. And the truth is, we want to be bold. We want to be out there. We don't want anything like wishy washy. We want people to know where we stand. We have both been through so much trauma in our lives, and hypnosis has changed our lives. So, we last week, Thursday, our first episode launched, just basically introducing ourselves and doing some brief talking. Um, Really what we're going to do is just it's going to be about deep thinking and so we can connect with the people that want to have those deep thoughts and not feel alone and the people that feel like all the crap that they've been through and they feel so alone, we want them to know they're not alone, that we're right there with them. So we already have our third episode recorded. So we've got like 3 to 4 weeks already out. They're not launching. They'll go every Thursday at like
Sure.
5 a.m. Eastern time.
Sure. Very
So
cool. Very cool. Well, looking forward to diving into that and seeing what you guys got going on there. Great name. I love the name. But Jamie, thank you for taking the time today. We'll chat with you again. The next chapter of Toe Talk's got to continue. There's no doubt about it. Jamie, thank you so much. Have a great day, and we'll chat with you soon.
you too. Thank you so much.